Hi, everybody, and welcome to our brand new Cathedral Bluffs Symphony Orchestra Summer Spotlight Series. And during the summer, we're going to be interviewing some of the members of the orchestra and some of the soloists that are going to be performing in our upcoming 40th anniversary of our 2025-2026 season. And today I am joined by Kirsten, who plays violin in the orchestra. Hello, Kirsten. Thanks so much for coming. How long have you been playing with the orchestra?
Oh, well, my oldest just turned 22, and so it'll be 22 years, roughly.
Wow,
21,
22
22 years.
years. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And so what is it that got you interested in playing with the orchestra, and what sort of things do you do during the day, so to speak?
Well, it's coming into that 22 years ago is about when I moved to Toronto, give or take a couple of years, and I've always played in ensembles and orchestras. Ever since I was little, and I was looking for a community orchestra to play with in Toronto. So I reached out to a couple of places, and at the time, Alan Ogilvy was the personnel manager and cellist in the orchestra, and he was so warm and welcoming, and just said, "You have to come. It's a great space. Join us." And so I did. The other places were not nearly so effusive in welcoming new members, which is something that really has continued. Certainly with Marty at the helm these days. The orchestra is growing and developing, and it's great. So
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
fun.
And you sit in the desk right behind the concertmaster.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the outside, so the audience sees you, second desk. And what are some things about playing with the orchestra that you really enjoy the most? Is it the repertoire? Is it the conductor? Your
Uh,
colleagues?
well, I've been through a few conductors over these past many years, and certainly, again, with Marty at the helm, it has become so fun again. It's nice to get together with the same people who've come through the years, but also new faces that it's a well-run rehearsal. He is so musical and organized. We play lots of great music. I love his selections and programming, exposing audiences and musicians to composers that we wouldn't otherwise encounter. Canadian content, more modern content, but balancing that nicely with the classics that we as musicians love to play, really. So it's a combination of lots of things. But
Yeah,
Mondays are fun.
Mondays are fun, and concert day is fun too. And so you're also a teacher, right?
Oh yes, that second part of the question. I teach middle school for for my sins. I teach in the French immersion stream in North York. Half day is, well, two-thirds of the day is math and science for grade eight, and then I'm the strings teacher as well. We actually are one of the few schools, certainly middle schools, elementary schools, that have a full band and strings program. And we consider ourselves very lucky, and we hope that, so here's my plug for public education, that the funding for not just in-school music teachers, but itinerant teachers continues and actually grows, because I've been hearing there's quite a lot more money in high schools, but elementary schools, where it starts, where you introduce kids to particularly winds and brass, but strings as well, this public education, it's so underfunded in elementary schools. And we're working with instruments that are 50, 40 years old that we have to cobble together, repairs and resources. So, yep, middle school teacher. That's where I
Wow,
am.
that's amazing. And I understand you play another instrument as well.
Well, yes, Wendy, I do. In fact, I was on a leave a couple of years ago, and I decided to take up the instrument that I have long wanted to play, which is the French horn. And thanks to Wendy, I have, developed enough skill, such as it is, to join a concert band. So Mondays are Cathedral Bluffs, and Tuesday I play with the Festival Wind Orchestra close to
Yeah,
where I live, and it's
yeah,
so
that's
fun.
great. It is a lot of fun, and thanks to Wendy, ladies and gentlemen, she's talking about me. I
Yeah.
actually have been teaching her as a horn player, retired horn player myself. So, what are you up to this summer? I wanted to talk to you about a really wonderful program that's called the community program from the Toronto Summer Music Festival.
Yeah, so the Summer Music Festival, I mean, that TSM offers concerts through July at Kerner Hall, but they had this amazing week at the end of July that brings in community musicians, and they get placed into chamber groups of varying size, trios, quartets, octets, and the repertoire is chosen. And then from members of the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, they come in as mentors and coaches for each of the chamber groups, but they are also one of the players. So, for instance, my morning, I'm playing a Dvorak piano quintet, and so one of the TSO members is going to be playing in our quintet. And the afternoon, it's Fibic. It's a composer I haven't heard, but actually the piece is really nice again. And this is a mixed quintet of piano, clarinet, French horn, violin, and cello. And in this case, it's the French horn player who is the TSO member and the coach. So be playing in that. So
And
we
that
have
would be Gabe Radford.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not you.
So
No,
so
you're
in the
playing on
morning,
violin, to be clear.
right. Yes, I'm playing on violin for this. That's I love chamber music of all its forms, and I probably need another year with Wendy's help. Thank you for getting myself up to perhaps TSM next year on the French horn.
Right, right. Well, it's a really interesting you playing in other bands around town during the year, and to have something to do in the summer
Mhm.
where you just want to continue playing because music is just so much fun to do.
Yeah,
And
I'm also yeah.
yeah,
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna a little plug for I'm playing with the York Chamber Ensemble. Next weekend, they're giving some free concerts in Aurora, the Aurora
Yeah.
Market Space, and then at the Courtright Center. So there's lots of playing through the summer.
Yeah, so and there are other CBSO musicians that are also taking part in this Toronto Summer Music Community Program as well. And I'll probably be interviewing them coming up soon too. But I just thought we'd just drop in and see what you're up to this summer, and that we're all looking forward to seeing you perform in October at the PC Ho Theater at the Chinese Cultural Center, where we're opening up our program with the Beethoven Egmont Overture and a Beethoven Symphony Number 5 that has some great horn parts as well as violin parts in it. So
I had
thanks
a
so much for joining us today and just doing this quick interview. And have any last words or any last tips or?
Well, I'm going to band camp as well.
Oh,
So
band camp. So
second
that
week of August, French horn band camp, Port Lake Huron, Port Elgin area. So violin, French horn.
it kind of reminds me of that quote. I won't say it on this video, but from the American Pie film about the flute player that goes to band camp.
Yeah, we won't go there, but yeah.
Well, have a great summer, and thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
very much.
jumping on to this little short spotlight, and we'll talk soon.
You're welcome. Thanks very much. Bye, Wendy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.